Reclaimer fans, Dan here from Lazy Budget, and we're here to discuss everything in the Reclaimer universe leading up to the finale, which comes out next week! Man, it is just crazy how fast time flew by, right? Man, so much has happened this year. Anyways, let's get started with this video, but before we do, let's talk about the new Lazy Bunch merch store that just came out. As you can see here, we have the Team Chloe hoodie and the Team Delilah hoodie, both of which came out really well. The coloring is just spectacular, so please check out the store whenever you get a chance. Alright, so let's get this show on the road and start talking about Reclaimer. Now, first and foremost, we don't really know much about Chloe herself, but we do know that she actually used to work for Anderson at Recon Technologies. There, she created a lot of cool weapons, made the Mantis, and worked on a bunch of projects for Anderson, not knowing that he was actually working with the Covenant the whole time. But even though she didn't really know that, it didn't really matter to her because she was fulfilling the job of her dreams, creating awesome weapons, creating some new technology, with the hopes that they would be used for good in the future. Not only that, but this is where she fell in love with Daisy Reyes, the head of security at Anderson's facility. The two of them were very close, very intimate, but Anderson was not very approving of them. Anderson even threatened Chloe's credibility because of the fact that she was with Daisy and not someone else. Heartbroken, Chloe wasn't sure what to do. She was caught between a rock and a hard place. While on one hand, she had the job of her dreams and she didn't want to lose it, but she also was in love with Daisy and didn't want to show too much affection that could cause her a problem with Anderson. Now, if that wasn't enough drama, here comes X-53, a failed experiment created by one of Anderson's old colleagues. X-53 is basically an unkillable death machine. He literally cannot be stopped. But just as I say that, X-53 is stopped and Anderson takes him to his custody. This is where Anderson's true colors are shown, and Chloe isn't really sure how to react to all of this. She wants to do what's right and help the freedom fighters in any way she can, but at the same time, she's conflicted. She's not really sure what path to go on. That is until Anderson kills Daisy. I know, we're just as shocked as you are. Where did this come from? Well, Anderson, being the manipulative villain that he is, decides to use Daisy as a hostage and then just kills her right off the bat. Man, talk about cold-blooded right there. Anyway, a whole battle ensues, X-53 is stopped, Anderson gets away, and Chloe is just kind of left with an open path. She's not really sure where to go. So she decides to hunt for Anderson. Her search for Anderson takes her to Armored Industries, which is directed by none other than Delilah. Over the next few months, her and Delilah get rather close. In fact, a little bit intimate at times. As Chloe kind of gets distracted with more and more projects from Delilah, she soon forgets about Anderson and Daisy. Chloe does some pretty crazy experiments over those few months, but then everything changes when Ava shows up. Chloe doesn't see Ava as a threat, nor does she see any special qualities that Delilah sees in her. In fact, Chloe feels sorry for Ava and actually feels a connection to her. In a lot of ways, Ava reminds Chloe of herself when she was younger. But Ava has a special ability, an ability that Chloe doesn't really think is real until Delilah shows her. That's right, Ava can't die. Ava has an ability that allows her to regenerate herself whenever she's harmed or killed. Delilah, who sees an opportunity to make herself invincible, wants Chloe to commit more tests on Ava. However, Chloe is very hesitant and doesn't want to harm Ava in the process. Tension builds in Chloe and Delilah's relationship, and it gets to the point where Chloe just doesn't want to work for her anymore. So Chloe hatches an escape plan for her and Ava to get out of Armored Industries and get to the UNSC as fast as possible. Unfortunately, during the escape plan, Ava gets harmed and Chloe sees this as an opportunity to run. This is where she joins the UNSC under a false alias so that way she could continue her hunt for Anderson and possibly look for Ava. However, a year goes by and she has zero luck in both searches. She does get a little bit close with Anderson until she meets Wendy. Wendy is actually hoping to recruit Chloe and have her join their team in order to stop Delilah. Now, this is where a lot of crazy things happen because Chloe did not know Wendy was on the Freedom Fighters. And soon after, Chloe meets Twilight and Echo, who actually used to be prisoners of Anderson. Now, the four of them don't get along right away, but they all at least have the same goals, to stop Anderson and stop Delilah. This is when they decide to attack Delilah's facility, and unfortunately, it all fails. And it seems like we're back to square one. But after a quick getaway and a little hostage situation, Chloe, Echo, Twilight, and Wendy all manage to get out of Delilah's facility. But then they bump into an old foe, X-53. Wendy, Twilight, and Echo have no idea who X-53 is, and they just think, oh, he is just some soldier. He's an unkillable death machine.
We have an unkillable death machine hunting us.
So they fight him for a little bit, fail, almost die, And then they find out that there is an old AI in the building. The AI basically puts a stop to the firefight and tells Chloe and the team to go while leaving X-53 behind. This is where the team rejoins up with the freedom fighters and realizing that they have completely failed the mission. Commander Wells, who is naturally upset about all of this, tells the team to split up and go their separate ways.
The commander is splitting up the group.
Chloe, still feeling responsible for leaving Ava behind, and the fact that she hasn't found Anderson and all, decides to go on her own path. This is when her false UNSC alias catches up with her, and Captain Dawson catches her. Now Chloe is ready to spill the beans. She is ready to be completely honest and open with everyone and explain to them what her journey and what her mission in life is. But then Captain Dawson reveals that her and Delilah have been in cahoots the whole time. Talk about the double dealing there.
Triple, if you count Anderson.
Now Dawson, realizing that she has made a mistake joining Delilah, decides to let Chloe go and fight her own battle. As Chloe tries to get away, one of Anderson's troops spots her and decides to follow. This leads to an awesome dogfight right above the ocean, and Chloe somehow gets away. Trust me, it's a really awesome fight. Please watch it. As a director, I'm super proud of it. And then Chloe crash lands, but happens to be near Delilah's facility where Wendy, Twilight, Echo, and Commander Wells and all the freedom fighters are fighting off Delilah. And now you guys are officially caught up to the Reclaimer finale. Thank you for watching, everyone. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week for the finale. Ah!